landing pages. Landing pages that convert. If you are having a website is not going to convert. A website is not going to deliver you leads. So what you really want is something like a funnel. But a funnel consists of multiple elements. We have on the one hand the advertising that drives traffic to our landing page. And the landing page, or if you want to call it a squeeze page, then actually hands over our leads to either the shopping cart or to the mail system. The mail system then that sends marketing, mail marketing and so on, or the chatbot and so on. There are so many things that you can use, but the thing is, first advertising, landing page, and then the touch point where then we actually start communicating on a regular basis with our leads. Because reality is, in most cases, people don't buy online. They will not buy straight away. So they need to have time. They need to have an opportunity to get to know you. In other words, there are as well different ways of doing the advertising, different ways of connecting with your leads. You want more leads, you want to do it in the right way, you can do as well leads attraction by using advertising, by using sharing, by using streaming, all different kinds of activities you can do. But it depends very much on where your ideal leads are. So the same thing as well, for instance, if your leads are in LinkedIn, then you have to be able to find them, to filter out what is really what you want and what you don't want. So that really puts us into the position that we have to design our flow from the advertising point to the landing page conversion and then relationship building. Because relationship building is actually what then actually creates the glue that leads eventually to buying again, and creating a lifetime business relationship with your leads. Making them like brand insisting people. So they always want to buy only from you instead of going to the competition. Because if you are 100% comparable to your competition, you only can compete on the framework of price and not on service or quality and other things. So it's always important to try to understand what the clients want, how our clients think, act, and what makes them. That's why as well, when we break it down, the structure of building the entire sales funnel, and that's why sales funnel is not just like using Infusionsoft or Ontraport or sales tools, other kinds of sales tools that exist, for instance, Salesforce and all these other brands. It isn't just about that. It's about having the entire process of as well designing how you do the advertising. Are you going to have static pictures? Are you going to have videos? Are you going to mix it in between? Are you going to use first video and then pictures and then landing page or Facebook conversion tools and other forms and so on? So it always depends very much what you're doing. Or do you want to just drive them first into a Facebook group and from there eventually convert them? There are very different things you can do with that. So it always depends on what you're doing, what your leads, and you have to be really focused on what you want to achieve. So in this process, at the very, very beginning, when I write copies and I write landing pages and all the things, first I have to understand who's my client. I imagine the client. It's as if I'm taking a pen and paper and start drawing a client. So this client has a certain age, has a certain habit of buying, has certain ideas, values, has certain life situation. Let's say, for instance, the client is 45, he has a family, has kids, kids go to school, he has holidays, he owns maybe a company, or he's maybe somewhere a marketing director of a big company, depending on who you want to target. So we have to understand who are we addressing, who are we targeting? Because let's say you want to target marketing leaders of big companies, the marketing manager. We have to understand as well how we can communicate with this person, because it's different if I am now communicating with a business owner or the CEO of a global company. It's different than if I am addressing his employee. It's two different things. The boss or the owner makes a decision. And when somebody offers me something, I can make the decision because I am the owner and the boss of my company. But my employee cannot make a decision on, let's say, for instance, buying a new car, company car, or buying a plane, or signing up a new rental contracts for new offices and so on. I can do that unless I have given him the duty to do this. He has the skills, he has the knowledge and the competence to make a good decision. Then I can say, okay, if you think it's good, do it. Don't bother with me. But the thing is, in most cases, we see as well in the corporate world and in medium-sized companies that at the end it is much easier to close if you focus on the owner and the CEO. So those are the people who actually have the decision power. If you convince them that it's the right thing for your product to be part of their business, then they will buy. The lower ranks will have always issues because they don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to feel inferior because the boss doesn't like the offer or doesn't like the idea, he doesn't understand the idea. But if you can pitch it directly to your client, that's a great thing, because the decision maker is the one who decides. And it is much easier to sell a typing machine or a computer to a consumer than selling it to a purchasing department. But the reality is, for us, we're not looking at the small sales things. We want to have the big business. We want to have the profitability. And that's the thing. Selling a machine for, let's say, 500 bucks, or selling a big machine and a factory or some kind of service or anything that might cost 20,000, 100,000, a million or more. If you sell it to the CEO, it is much easier, because he'll say, okay, we do it. And then the purchasing department has to get it done. But it's no longer a decision about price and this. It's only details, small details. When we deliver it, do we need it in shiny gold, or we're doing it in shiny silver, or we need leather seats, or leather seats with logo in it. It's just small stuff that's unimportant for the CEO. The CEO wants just the plane has to fly from A to B, has to have all the necessities and the qualities and security and the comfort. I have to be a CEO able to work sitting in my plane and work it. So that's actually what then makes it possible to sell a plane. The purchasing department only has to find out where do we get the plane service, where are we going to have it always on standing, do we have a pilot? Okay, human resource department, we need a pilot. Go and find a pilot, recruit a pilot or two maybe. Maybe they're part-time. We don't need the plane all the time. Where can we pack it? Somewhere easy to reach. Then it's much easier than as if you're trying to sell a computer network device, a firewall or anything else. It is much more difficult. Even if you're trying to sell like a bottle of shampoo to one person. But if you go and say you sell a big delivery, big shipment of shampoo to a whole chain, let's say for instance a shopping owner, an owner of a company that has multiple shops, if you really get him there, that he will be convinced to buy your product, he say, okay, we stock it. Then it's no longer a matter whether the packet is blue or green or whatever. I like it, sounds good, we have it, we'll take it. And then logistics will then say, okay, how many bottles can you supply? How many bottles? Okay. At the beginning, maybe you can supply 1 million bottles. Fine. Yeah, okay, we start in the southern region. Or we start in the northern region in these shops. Because the thing is, if we maybe go into the big malls and the people go crazy about it, we're out of stock in 5 days. And you can't produce 5 million. You are not there yet. So, of course, at the beginning, you do this and then that. But that's the thing. When we look at trying to have a funnel, and a funnel can be, even if your funnel combines of communication, contacting somebody, then going and getting him into having like a infotainment. He gets information about what you're offering, what you do, what your business is, what your values are, and so on. You build a relationship, and eventually get maybe with them maybe an appointment. Then during the appointment you can close them. Maybe even you get an appointment to present your product, and then they'll start reviewing it, and then eventually you have another appointment, and then they come with their questions and so on. And you can explain it, maybe even showcase something, and they like it, and they say, wow, great. And that's the thing, a funnel depends always on how your business is aligned. So, what is your business? Are you selling products to individual people? Small price product, big price products. The smaller the price of the product, the smaller the margin. The thing is, in Facebook nowadays, the cost of selling a small product through Facebook advertising is increasing massively. So you have to increase the value of the shopping cart. Otherwise, you are going to lose money. You cannot expect to run an advertising nowadays to sell a product for, let's say, $20, $40, $50 or $100 even. It's just not going to be profitable. Unless, of course, your profit range is 50, 80, 90%. I mean profit range, I mean the price of the bottle, the price of the liquid inside, price of packaging and everything, and then as the total cost, seeing how much can I put on top of my internal costs. I don't see as a profit range what I get in money to pay my bottle and the liquid and the staffing. That's not profit range. Profit range is everything above. So, and even then thinking what stays after tax, sales tax, shipping and so on. Because I have to get a parcel. What happens if I ship, let's say, 20,000 bottles and a quarter of it comes back because it gets damaged in shipping? So I have to improve my shipping material. The better shipping material might cost more, so my margins goes down. Maybe some client might send it back and say, I don't like the smell of it, or I don't like how it is, I don't like the feeling. On the other hand, this will be a small margin usually. If you do a good job of the product and creating it, then it'll be just a small group of people who will be returning the products. That's normal. Nevertheless, you want to offer something that's really good value, good quality, and it's going to allow you to build up, because let's say you have one bottle of shampoo, then you suddenly have the second, a conditioner. And someone says, oh great, and I can even get my conditioner from the same company. And I know the first product is great, I get the conditioner. And then maybe I want a hair softener as well. Or something, other products that doesn't tangle or everything. Then it's great because I can get everything all from one company. I just need to do one order and I've got everything there. I might even have small bottles and big bottles, which means I have it at home, I have a big bottle, and whilst I am traveling, I have small bottles. That's great, it fits in my suitcase, with all the security stuff nowadays and so on, it's easy. So your funnel can actually offer the customer to buy the big product and then say, hey, wait a minute, you've now purchased the big bottle. How about adding a travel pack? You see that, for instance, BioVita does the same thing. You have big products and you have got the small products. So it is great because I can have it at home. I have a small product at home, just of course use it up. Then I have a big bottle, it's great. And then when I travel, I just have the bag and it's all ready packed. I just need to put it in my suitcase. It doesn't fly around. It's perfect. So it is so easy. And that's the thing, your funnel. How can you get your funnel running? And when you look at it, let's say you have a product that does, for instance, a tool for people who want to be aware of that they're not speeding. Let's say a speed warning system. And it can recognize the speed signs and says you can only drive, like, let's say 30 miles per hour. And then reads the sign and tells you, hey, wait a minute, you are going a little bit too fast, you're 50 miles. Ooh, because of course, if it's a 30, you can experience, or expect at least somewhere, there'll be a speeding camera somewhere. And nowadays there are plenty of countries and regions where the cameras are so disguised that they are so open visible, but as you're driving you don't really notice them, and boom, they've got you. 50 pounds gone, 100 pounds gone, 200 pounds gone. But if you buy such a product, it's great because it can warn you and you notice, hey, wait a minute, I'm going too fast. Sometimes we are in thoughts somewhere else. We're thinking about the deal or the next travel, next holiday, or we are shopping. Oh, I must get that, but will I get it at a shop? Where can I else get it? And you're not really there. So the system will bleep and tell you something, and that's a great thing. So that's something that's valuable for us. But how do I sell this? Well, you have to make, of course, the people aware. So you have to promote it. If you do promote it, how should people know about it? Promote it. So our funnel needs to be promoted. Then we have to show that the product does. So understand, it's a speed warning system. Can we put it in, and it's easy to fix inside the car. Oh, that's easy. That's a no-brainer. I just put it in and it's done in 5 minutes. And it just bleeps or it does beep or some other kind of warning or whatever it says. And then you've understood the product, you understood how to use it, how to set it up. It's not complicated. And if I want to take it off, put it in a different car, it's easy as well. And that's the thing. Then I've understood the product. Then it's actually, do I really need that product? Hey, come on, I don't speed all the time. So do I need it? Sometimes I'm away with my thought. But is it worth spending, let's say, $150 maybe for a product? And if I get fines for $200, if I had a machine, I would have saved $50. Not bad, actually. And if it happens twice a year, I've already saved more than $500 when I think of it. And maybe even protect my license, because I don't lose my license and I have to go on foot or get chauffeured or pay taxi service and so on for 3 months or something. So it is much, much easier. Hence, the copy page, that's the copy that's written into the landing page, has to make the buyer understand the product, understand the safety, and make him buy. But the person sitting in front of the computer, in front of the tablet, in front of the iPhone or smartphone or whatever, everyone has different kind of personalities, different kinds of purchasing habits and so on. So we have to understand how we structure the landing page. The landing page structure usually has 4 sections, 4 color sections, and it goes from the top to the bottom. And it's always in the same structure, because the people, depending on which color they belong to, they will fit. And the color doesn't mean that somebody likes wearing black suits or green t-shirts or whatever. It actually refers to what the people act, how they think about a purchasing decision. And that's important. They have certain needs, and we address them as we go. And interesting thing is, from the top to the bottom, we'll have everybody going from the top and going down. And as we go down, they will go at a certain point and start going to our shopping cart, to our sign-up form, to our appointment form, and so on, depending on what we're doing. So it goes further down and down and down. And the thing is, once they've purchased or they've signed up, it's our objective to get them to re-engage with us. Because maybe we've shipped them, let's say, a pack, like a free shipping pack. They only pay for the shipping, and the product is delivered to them free. then of course we want to get them to order the product. Let's say the thing with the speeding system. Let's say they actually have bought the system. Maybe we have a complementary extra. Let's say, for instance, a cover bag to keep it warm in the winter, so that the batteries don't fail, or a charging device. If I want to use, instead of having to swap all the time batteries, I can maybe get an extra cable and charge it to my car battery. Or maybe a solar system I can put on top and then it charges as it stands there. It's maybe even easier. Maybe it's already integrated in the device. So that's the thing, we can always add and add. So the first sale, get it done as quickly as possible, and then start focusing on the second, third, fourth sale. Nevertheless, for instance, let's say we have an appointment. We want to have an appointment. The same example. If you want to have an appointment with us, you can do with us an appointment. We can speak about different things, how we can show you to improve your business, how to improve your leads or conversion, and as well how you can close much better. That's the thing. It doesn't help if you close at the end, but you don't have anybody to close. So you have to fill your funnel. You have to think, what do I do? Do I do events? Do I offer product reviews? Do I offer other kind of things, free trial products? Do I offer them other kinds of services? And that's, for instance, like what we do. We offer our clients and our people who are interested in the content that we deliver, we offer them as well access to our service, which means we have, for instance, we have an online service where you can get interesting articles. You get content in writing. Or, for instance, access to our video database, where you've got more and more videos where we explain things in more and more detail. Because as I go in these short videos, there are so many little elements that belong, and they have to go in detail so you understand the whole picture. And you can't do that, of course, in like 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. You have to be focused, and you have to understand, and you have to revise them, do your homework, and understand how to use them. And that's what we offer. We have, for instance, a forum where you can sign up. We have a system where you can even access as well our networking activities. You can meet up with our experts. We've got some experts who are specially trained in the field of stage, of selling from stage or being on stage, presenting. Others in moderation, how to moderate an event. Let's say you want to have an event for your product, you want to showcase your product and you want to show them. So you have to be able to moderate, to engage the people and make them to be happy to try out your product. The same thing, we have specialized people who can do photography, can explain as well what you have to keep in idea in your mind as well when you are setting up all the promotional video material. Because it might be that you are in a different country and you say, okay, I've got somebody who can do the video and so on and so on. But if you're doing the video in the wrong way, it doesn't matter if the person can handle his devices and the software in a highly professional way. If the video material is set up in the wrong way, it's still ineffective. And we want that you become successful in what you're doing. So what you can do as well now is to sign up for our networking activities, where you can go and listen as well to all the different information that we offer. We have events around Europe, North America and Asia, where you can as well listen to our experts. You can see and get to know us. You can get as well to know other business people that are active in different fields. Maybe you might even find opportunities to find partners, people who you can do business together. Let's say you are producing, let's say, shampoo, and at the same time somebody else has a factory that can bottle and distribute. But hey, wait a minute, you could work together. Or somebody has a network of shops but needs some really, really good, awesome products. You've got an awesome product. Wow. Let's say you are in the business of providing, for instance, press services. You write stuff, or you are an author. we can help you as well to connect and find opportunities to build your content, to monetize these things. Or let's say you are a great entertainer and you want to entertain, you're a magician, then that's the thing. You need to capture the audience. But you have to fill the room with the audience first. How do I get that? You want to have your own show, be the magician of the place and have everybody come to you. Yes, I know people who are even started as cooks and they are nowadays have their own restaurants, they have their own shows, and it's so awesome because you get food there, you get entertained. He is the star of the evening and everybody says, I must go to this guy because he has the best food, he has the best entertainment, and the whole thing is just such an awesome experience. And for that, people are willing to spend up to $5,000 to $10,000 just to be in there. And it's only his show, only him. And if you want to be able to do these things, and even you're not a magician, you're not making products, you are providing services, then it's the thing that you have to find a way to get the people in, to get them to buy and buy and buy again. Because our objective with our client base is to have lifetime. And lifetime means, as I've explained in other videos, lifetime is having recurring purchases. I want you to buy and buy and buy again. And your objective should be that your clients buy your product and buy again. Or buy your services, buy them again. Maybe buy different kinds of services that you offer. Let's say, for instance, you are in the property business. You help landowners to find tenants. So your objective would be to get them good tenants. When they move out, you find new tenants. The same thing when the house needs some servicing. The plumbing doesn't work, you organize the servicing. Why? Because he knows the owner, he doesn't need to take care of that. And he'll be happy to pay more, give you more of the share of the rental, because he sees it as passive income. He doesn't need to do anything. You find the people who live there, you see that everything is safe, that everything is okay, the tenants are happy, there's no trouble, and that really makes you a big advantage. So you can add multiple services. You might even be able to find for the landlord maybe even new property to buy. So he'll say, great, the landlord has the cash, you find the properties, he buys the properties, you manage the properties, you fill the properties. Hey, that's great. You earn multiple times on one client. And the great thing is, maybe you can even make business with the tenants, because if the tenant gets, let's say, his employer tells him he has to move from Birmingham to Manchester. Maybe you can even find him a new flat or a new house in Manchester. And you make even again money with that. Wow! Multiple sources of income just with one client opportunity, and you expand, expand, expand. Maybe even this tenant, maybe sometime in the future, goes and invests as well in maybe some property project that you are working on. Then you've got funding again. Maybe that tenant might bring you a new landlord because he is so happy and says, wow, it was so easy, and you're trying to do everything yourself, you're making yourself crazy. Look like John is doing. Wow, he doesn't need to do anything. His letting agency is doing everything. Then he'll go and get as well that agency, because it's the great easiest way. So you need to promote, and you need to wow your clients so that you do more and more business with it. But how do you get that? And why? You get it by knowing where to go to find the way to get your leads in. The funnel is the technical system comprising of advertising, pictures, texts, technology that sends out emails, that gets conversions, makes appointments, might even take money, make payments, or even to chatting, all the kind of systems that they can do. Nevertheless, at the end, it's all a people business, because the people